Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
monkey see, a monkey do. Trick, please. Trick, please. Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey. I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
monkey see, a monkey do. Trick, please. Trick, please. Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey. I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but
might be the dumbest man in America. I've never seen anything like this.
correct.
Who implicates himself in a book? What's
the same thing? She can actually talk about different things.
The fact that he said he was better than Q, and like.
Decide on whether or not you're gonna have kids. You probably just
We don't want kids.
make her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so when I could not have a relationship with my biological father, God brought other men in my life to follow. And
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world.
Remember me? Take a picture. Let's do like, come on, man.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds. When in fact, these are
Yeah. Mike check, can you hear me? Mike check, can you hear me? Am I good? Yeah. I said microphone check, can you hear me? Am I good? Like I said, about to step on up like I'm stuck. Step up in any hood, like what up? If you want problems with third, you better step it up. If not, you keep your mouth shut. You really don't want no problems, cause I only know a couple ways how to solve them. Cock back, you revolve them, you know how it goes. Like I said, 33, we can start the show. I let it go, we can go from the shoulders. Like I said, when I step in the room, that's bigger than boulders. The shoulders in that boy 3 Like I said, you step up, I'll put you in the ER. I'm like a luxury car. I'm above your level. Like I said, you up no trouble with this smooth type of fellow. Lay you on the ground and you about to say hello. Smooth as well. Like I said, we don't pay no bills, but we do. And you already see it's the D53 crew. We step in your you. We about to go ahead and give you a preview. And I may stumble and fumble over my words, but those that step up, you kick to the curb. Like I said, you will get served like P2K. Really don't want to step in, you know I don't play. So anyway, turn your head, keep your eyes closed. If you don't want no expose, you about to see sipping on that rose, about to go and partay. Take it away, can we do it all day? I'm just freestyling, walling off the top of my dome. Like I said right now, we can go and start the show. I don't condone those talking ish. We do it right now on the serious tip. And we got Gwen standing on his business. We got D3 merch, can I please get a witness? Go to king3rd.com or rocket3cent.com because you know that we the bomb. Shout out to Nip, he's getting the street name. Sloss and Crenshaw, yes, the voice the king. And we about to go ahead and bring out flowers. And we about to go ahead and start the show for that hour. Whoa. What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome back to Drop Your 3 Cent. We are live and full in effect. What up?
What's the deal, my brother? How you feeling? How you doing?
What's good? Let's do one more round of applause, man. One more round of applause. Oh, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm maintaining, man, the best that I can, man. You already know. Man, so for those who are watching, you know, we are family, right? DY3 crew, DY3 viewers, Facebook, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? We're family. So, you know, I keep a lot of stuff public and open, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as my life, I'm an open book. But this one's been kind of rough, man. You know, just the other day, like literally like Thursday morning, my grand aunt passed away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one who actually found her. You know, I had to call 911, wait for the mortuary police to get there, you know what I'm saying? So right now I've been struggling. It's an image that, you know, I can't get out of my head. You know, just the thoughts of, you know, that person not being there is kind of tough, you know, because this person was there for me when I lost my grandmother, my best friend in the world. You know, it was there through the ups and downs, the goods, the bads. And the sad part about it is, you know, I just met this woman, you know, like 8 years ago. You know, for those that know, we talked about it on the show. You know, I found out that I have a biological grandfather. Unfortunately, he deceased the year 2000. So when I found out 2016, when it was confirmed through DNA test and the ancestry, you know, he was no longer with us, you know. So another 2 years later, you know, I met her, and, you know, I wasn't sure how she'd take me. But, you know, she was going through a recovery in the hospital. She said, when I get out, you know, I'm gonna call you and just know it's all good. And sure enough, she gave me a call like a month later. I came, and from then on, every Sunday at her house for Sunday dinners with her and her husband, you know, she would tell me to get to know your family. And I think she took it upon herself to do what my grandfather couldn't. And that was welcome me and show me what family was. And, you know, so she opened up her own to me, her life, her love, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I helped take care of her, you know what I'm saying? You know, because she was 87, you know, so it's definitely rough. And just to be honest with you, she has ties to this show, because when we first started this show, I started it in her house, and she was a huge supporter. Whatever you need, okay, do this, it's set up. And, you know, she's just a huge fan. She'll watch it from time to time. She'll listen, and she'll laugh and giggle. So, you know, she contributed to the early foundation of this show. So RIP to my aunt. I'm gonna miss you. I love you, and I know that she'll want me to be here with y'all to do this. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna dedicate this to her honor. We're gonna have a good night. We're gonna have some laughs. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me if I'm a little spaced out, but we're family. So something I just gotta get through, and I just wanted to be here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I love you all, and thank you for tuning in.
Let's get it. Let's go, man. Let's get it. Let's go. Condolences, of course. That we talked already, so just publicly, I give you my condolences, and me and the Queen and Mom Dukes and the family praying for y'all, you and all your family, and so we know it's a rough time. You know what I mean? We just did it in November, so right. I know what that feels like, bro. So right. Shout out to you.
Right. And you got my real friends. And I don't even call you friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I know your moms, your wife, your kids, we've extended that beyond friendship. You know what I'm saying? Your family. So, you know what I'm saying? And so, I appreciate you for being there always. My employees showed up for me today. I didn't even think, man, like I went in crying today, man. You just, from all the love and outpouring I was getting from everybody. So, to my real friends, I appreciate you. My family, I appreciate you. Thank you guys. And we're going to get through this, man. So absolutely. We're going to get through it. Absolutely. But, man, shout out to y'all. Yeah, so we got to start the show. I know it's a little sad. I'm trying not to, cry on air. I'm a thug on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? I can only be great on Fridays. You know what I mean?
Only on Fridays, huh?
Only on Fridays. The only time my thug come out. You hear me freestyling. That's the only time I get to be a G. You know what I'm saying? Apparently nobody else want me but Jess. I ain't tough. I ain't great. I ain't,
Yeah, nobody want me but the Queen. So, it is what it is, man. I wouldn't have it no other way.
Someone had nerve talk about this nose. This is a Negro nose. You would know that if you was a Negro.
Damn.
But anyway, let's just go ahead and start the show, y'all. We'll be right back.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Third Degree. We're back with more ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go.
Kicking it off, Tony Ayo speaks on Ja Rule's refusal to bury the hatchet with 50 Cent unit, saying that, they don't got to be all, fighting when they see each other, but it ain't ending anytime soon. So that's going to be one never-ending thing. But, hey, moving on. Upscale Marina Del Rey restaurant closed due to vermin infestation. Nasty. Ruth Chris, too. So they serving meat and rats. Steak and rats. Crazy. Moving on. Texas nurse arrested after videos were found on her husband's phone of her having relations with her Great Dane. That's a nasty mother sucker right there. You need to get some dog love. Ugh. Anyway, moving on. Woman accused of setting boyfriend's new girlfriend's apartment on fire. Crazy, right? Why can't you just leave her alone? Now you about to go to jail for arson. Dummy. Moving on. Shout out to Terrence for eating that big ass pancake and knocking it down at Family Home Style Restaurant in Loma Linda. You go, dog. Moving on. I still don't see how he did it, man. But hey, the hunger of a teenager. Moving on. It's being alleged that there's excerpts of new proof of massive 2024 fraud to flip Trump win. There might be something there, but hey, I think it's too late. Crazy's already in power, right? Moving on. As we talked about, Mr. Tenderism launches a GoFundMe so he can start his own food truck, I think out in Texas. That's crazy, right? Moving on. Teddy Riley says he had to change the heart of future music with R. Kelly because when shows start getting canceled and they forced him, man, this is crazy. We'll talk about this later. Moving on. Authorities warned of alleged scheme involving attractive women posing as homeless to rob men after gaining access to their home. One review wrote, yes, been robbed 10 times already. When will this tear in? You didn't learn the first time? But, hey, BBD told us you can't trust Big Button to smile, and look at those butts. All right, moving on. It's been reported that Chinese scientists reversed type 1 and type 2 diabetes using stem cells in historic first. Shout out to China. Moving on. It's been reported that several schools across the U.S. are canceling Picture Day due to a major school photo company, LifeTouch, being linked to Epstein files. Don't blame them. Moving on. Your mom is in my DMs, quote unquote. What Myron Gardner said to Scottie Pippen Jr. that started the altercation. Hey, like I said on my post, you know what I'm saying? I blame Scottie Pippen's mom, Laura Jr., or however you say it, Laura Pippen, whatever. You know, the one who likes to spread her cookie all across town. She spreads easier than mayonnaise. I'm just saying, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, she puts herself out there, and this is what happens. This is the end result. You know what I mean? Hate me, fight me. Well, anyway, moving on. California Governor Gavin Newsom moves to block social media for kids under 16. Good move or bad move? Moving on. Look at this woman right here. A woman in the Philippines decided to get up on a basketball pole. A basketball post, whatever. And she decides to twerk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what she was thinking or what them poles are made out of in the Philippines. But the minute she started putting that non-booty, that no extra tall in overdrive, look what happened. See? God don't like ugly. Moving on. Shantari Young, who shot husband over daycare abuse, released after serving 3 years. Quote, I have no regrets, unquote. And she shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I think she should have got her sentence commuted, to be honest with you. My personal opinion. You know? Moving on. T.I. says verses with 50 Cent is unalive. Quote, I don't respect him, end quote. We're going to talk about this tonight, too, for a little bit. Moving on. Well, as we just reported, Gavin Newsom is back. He's under fire, under backlash by the black community after telling a room full of black Americans, quote, I am like you all. I'm a 960 stat guy and can't read, end quote. Wow. You ain't like us, you just dumb. All right, moving on. Clarissa Shields defeated her opponent in her latest fight. Undisputed champion. Undisputed heavyweight champion. You go, girl. Moving on. Mother of 3 that disappeared while Christmas shopping 24 years ago found alive. Maybe she's just trying to get away from them kids, man. Crazy, right? We'll dig into this more. Moving on. Shout out to Melvis home with the $10 plates. They are in a new location in San Bernardino, off of Sierra and Highland, I believe. You know, but actually Sepulveda and Highland. But we'll talk more about this on the show. Moving on. WNBA made enough money during 2025 season for $8 million revenue sharing. Shout out to the ladies. They're killing it right now, right? Moving on. Couple sentenced to 375 years for enslaving 5 adopted black children. I think they deserve more than that. Moving on. Serial child predator could be released from Southern California prison. Why? Moving on. Trump warns Netflix to fire board member Susan Rice or pay consequences. He's over here bullying people, right? Moving on. Big boy can rap better than me. I always said that if somebody or if someone said pick who you want from Outkast to go to battle with you, it wouldn't be me. Andre 3000 or Big Boy. I think this is an interesting debate. Big Boy or Andre 3000. They're both dope to me. I love them both. But we might talk about this on next week's show. Moving on. They're saying that tariff refunds, who's getting them and how will they be issued? We shall see. I don't believe it, but hey, moving on. I'm starting to think that Candace Owens got slipped some wang by Charlie Kirk because she's going extra hard, especially on his fiance or widower, you know. Candace Owens drops Bride of Kirk trailer with explosive claims about Erica Kirk. She sounds like a next level scorn, right? Hey, moving on. North Carolina father attacked sons accused on the live at courthouse after suspect was released on bond. Any father would have did the same thing. Yeah, damn right. Salute to him. Moving on. Is it weird for your friend to never like a story, post, or nothing? Someone's quoted, any friend I come across like so weird to me, you just so-called friends really... Yeah, I feel you. Just keep on with life goes. Yeah, I feel you. Life does go on. Watch them close. I feel you. Moving on. Meet the Dibia sisters of Ethiopia, the only siblings to claim 4 Olympic golds, 2 silvers, 3 bronzes, and 15 world championships. Salute to them beautiful queens. Moving on. John Davidson addressed his moment he hurled N-word during Baptist show. My tics are involuntary and not a reflection of my personal beliefs. Then if all your tics, then why did the N-word come out of your mouth? If I were Michael B. Jordan and John DeRay Lindo, I would have beat the Tourette's out of his butt. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Moving on. Holly Berry opens up about struggling with her racial identity, growing up with a white mom, black dad, and how she finally embraced who she truly is. I wanted to be like my mom, blonde, blue eyes, and everything that I wasn't. You know, but this is an interesting one. We'll talk about it more tonight. Michigan judge resigns after recordings of her calling herself a new racist surface online. Good riddance. Peace. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Crenshaw Slauson to be renamed Nipsey Hussle Square, as they should. R.I.P. to the late great Nip. Moving on. Rest in peace to Wu-Tang Clan's Oliver Power Grant, unalived at 52. Man, prayers going out, man. He's a legend. Moving on. Last but not least, Dr. Shine Bryant says she believes that men are more serious about relationships than women, explains why more women are okay with being side chicks. We're going to take a deep dive and look into this. All right, that's all I got.
Anyway, I'm your boy Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, we are back. We are back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got folks watching, guys. We got folks watching.
Hey, man, Scotty.
Shout out to the YouTubers and the Facebooks, man.
Oh, all the time. You know, Scottie Pippen wife, man, ex-wife, whatever. That's a cold way to go out, man. You know what I mean? Like, it, as a son, you're supposed to fight him. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
You're supposed to fight him. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can say, you know, in the heat of the game that can throw somebody off their pivot, but that shouldn't be on your list. Your mama's in my DMs is crazy work.
Because the reason why it's so cold is because there's a good chance that she just might be.
She might be in there. You know
she just might be.
She went with Jordan's son for how long? You know what I'm saying? Like,
word. That
was crazy enough, knowing that him and Scotty don't even get along like that. And you gonna go and date the man's son? Hey, she a wild piece of work, man. She a cold piece of work. But I feel bad for her son, man.
Do you? Like, do you really?
Yeah, for her son. Yeah, for the son, I do. You know what I'm saying? Not for Scottie Pippen, but for the son, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have no choice in the matter of that. You did.
Right.
So, you
right.
know, you gotta feel a certain type of way about him. And Gavin Newsom is beyond his rocker. But I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? Well, I told you privately when we was talking about this individual. I knew Gavin Newsom was a piece of work. I said it. I said he sounded like Batman, and he wanted to be a superhero.
He do though. He do.
Yeah, it's like something wrong, man. He does. It's too fake for me. And the city, he did that in Atlanta too. You didn't come to Atlanta and tell people I'm just like you. I'm stupid and I can't read, bro. For real.
During Black History Month.
Yeah, man. You might want to get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? You might want to cut it out, man. That's what I be saying.
Right.
Some of these liberals, man, they be on some like, oh, I know how to get in touch with the black community. I'm just like you. I'm poor. Like, bro, what? That's not what you say to us. I'm sorry.
You called it.
You would never go. You would never go to the Mexican community like, hey, I'm just like you. I used to wait in front of Home Depot to get a job too. You would never say that.
Crazy thing is, they might try to say something stupid like that, though. That's how dumb they are. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that they were halfway dumb, you know what I'm saying? When they literally were like, you know, kneeling and daishikis, you know what I'm saying, in the state capitol, I knew that they were a little special and slow, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Man, so.
And
oh man,
hold on, my thing
has tripping again.
Right. Yeah, man, my whole joint was just tripping. But not and Buddy from the awards in the UK. I'm mad at him, but I'm also mad at the awards show because I found out there's a 2-hour delay. You could have easily cut that out. Easy. Like most live award shows have a delay anyway, but a 2-hour delay and you let that slip through? Come on now.
They did it on purpose, man. It was intentional because at the end of the day, well, you know, so one of the dudes has said free Palestine or something like that. Oh, they cut that completely. Snip, snip, hussy, snip, snip. They cut that out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, for whatever reason, it didn't Tourette's thing. you know, saying to be a racist, saying to use the N-word, saying like, nah, you did that on purpose. You did it intentionally. I would have beat the Tourette's out of you on you for not cutting out, but for us, we're just supposed to be understanding. He has a condition.
No,
and
listen, I'm very understanding.
Why do we always gotta be no?
But that's not.
I post purposely video on purpose.
Right. I mean, my nephew, I got a special needs nephew who'll be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? And he has tics and things like that. And he ain't never said nothing racist around me. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Just saying. And even if so, the fact that he didn't come out and apologize, he just kind of glossed over it. I think that's what bothered me the most about it. What's up, Chrissy? But yeah, he wouldn't apologize. That's the part that bothers me.
Thank you for coming through.
Yeah, bro, you could easily say, "Hey, look."
You said he did or he didn't?
No, he didn't. I watched the interview he did afterwards. He was just like, "Well, I have a condition, so sometimes things just happen." It's so easy to just say, "Hey, look, I have a condition. Things happen. I apologize to the people that I offended." End the sentence. That could have been it. But it's more like, "Oh, well, you guys just got to take it because I got a condition, so." Just accept that and move on. That's right. What I didn't like.
What up, Method X?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. Man, just going over the ratchet news.
Yeah, talk about your cousin with Tourette's out there in the UK. You know what I'm saying?
That's not my cousin. I know exactly what you're talking about too, man.
No doubt. And what's up, Chrissy? So, hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Facebook family, to the YouTube family. Like I said, I apologize on the top of the show. So I'm just going through a lot. I forgot to put the link in the description for y'all. So my deepest apologies. But I have the link in the comments on Facebook. If you want to come on the show, saying to be a guest, to speak your mind, drop your thoughts, views, and opinions, just put the 3 in the comments. Say, hey, I got something to say. I'll try to get the link to you personally so you can come on, man, but other than that, if you're coming on, just know that, if you're using your phone, please use your headphones because your phone works as a microphone and we don't want stuff to bleed into the show. It picks up on paper, on food, on chewing, on background noises. So we want to make sure that there's no music playing because they will copyright strike me. Despite what some haters say, saying we are monetized on the Third Degree YouTube, on the Facebook, everywhere else except for maybe drop your 3 cents. But don't worry, because that's coming soon. So we want to make sure that we continue to be monetized. So with that being said, no obscene language, saying please watch the profanity because they are really sensitive about that stuff and they'll make sure that you don't get no monetization. So, a few little small words here and there is cool because I know we're grown, but nothing too vulgar, nothing too obscene. Make sure that, if you agree to disagree, make sure you do it respectfully. Make sure that, that it's just all good. We have the right to our thoughts, views, and opinions, and we're entitled to that. Also, to make sure that you're in a nice, quiet spot. There's no, like I said, no background noises. Also, make sure your Wi-Fi is popping. I know the platform trips from time to time, but whatever's out of your control is out of your control. But what you can control, just please control it. But other than that, just come on, have a good time, share, engage. Engagement is key. So please share. Share this onto your feed. Go ahead and text it to folks. And and that'll be dope. What are you doing? What are you doing?
You talking to me?
Yeah, someone put the comments on the screen.
Oh, no, I don't think that. Oh, maybe it was me. I don't know. My bad. No, I was going between both of the YouTube pages, trying to.
Oh, okay.
Just keep the engagement up, but my bad.
We went that off the screen though. Not sure what you pressed, but please can you get it off the screen?
Oh, I did that. No, I don't think I did that.
Yeah, somebody did it. Wasn't me.
Hold on.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you accidentally pressed the button, my brother.
I
But yeah,
button to push. I'm looking like where I push it.
I figured it out. All right, y'all. Well, with that being said, we're gonna show some love, and then we shall return with the topics for tonight. We'll be right back.
Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee whiskey honoring Nathan Nearest Green, the first known African American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
That growth has nothing to do with genetics. Here's what black men need to do. You deserve a beard that commands respect, but the grooming products you're using might be holding you back. The truth is, most beard products aren't formulated for melanated skin. They leave your beard dry, which often leads to patchy growth. Frustrated with beard products that left their own beards dry and patchy, two black men, Jason and Jarrett, took matters into their own hands. They created Respected Roots, a premium beard care line specifically formulated for the unique needs of men with melanated skin. Our King VIP deal gives you everything you need to finally tame your unruly beard. This powerful kit includes our hydrating co-wash, growth boosting beard conditioner, and ultra softening beard oil, all working together to transform your beard from the inside out. But don't just take our word for it. Over 100,000 black men across the country are experiencing the Respected Roots revolution.
Get my beard nice and lovely and sexy. For the ladies, you know what I'm talking about?
Leave-in, loved it. It's really smooth, really nice. Loved it. Love the smell.
Claim the Respected Roots King VIP deal today and save 20% off for a limited time.
This soul food spot is a hidden gem in San Bernardino. With $10, you get a full plate and they do not hold back. It's a family-ran spot and they make you feel right at home with the crispy fried chicken that's juicy, mac and cheese and collard greens that slap, and their crispy fried fish. When you pair it with the yams and the potato salad, it's game over. Top it with the dessert, all homemade. The food hits, the prices are beyond fair, and the hospitality is great. All at Melba's Soul Food Kitchen in San Bernardino.
It's come to my attention that everyone's calling me a troll. Some have said even the king of trolls. First of all, I'm flattered, but I'm done with all that. I would never do a deal with DoorDash and quite literally deliver beef when millions of people are watching. I mean, who would do something like that? I'm delivering quality beef. It's more of an art than science. Don't want to be too obvious. It's all about timing, and I'm always on time. Oh, they sell Combs. What a coincidence. No matter what kind of beef you have going on this week, remember DoorDash delivers. And you know what goes great with beef? A bottle of this beautiful Branson cognac, aged 4 years or 50 months. Who's keeping count?
Love that commercial.
Me too. You know what I'm saying? Petty. Just petty.
Not petty.
All right, so for tonight's topics, we got a few. We got 50 Cent versus T.I. It's been getting kind of heated out there. Are men more serious in relationships than women? Dr. Cheyenne Brand thinks so. And then also too, are blacks are what are black Americans really? Are they African? Are they Native American? Are they Jewish? Are they Chinese? What are they exactly? You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about racial identity. What do you, man?
So are they Chinese?
Yeah, I mean, because apparently, some black Americans want to be everything else but black or African. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing it out there. Eskimos, you know what I'm saying? They want to be roadblocks, you know what I mean? Triangle squares, you know what I'm saying? They want to identify as everything else and underneath the sun. But, it's a good topic. It's a historical topic. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting one. And I say this in jest. but at the same time, it's a lot more prevalent than we think these days. So, we're gonna talk about it just a little bit, just a little bit, since it's the last day of Black History Month, so
let's get it.
So which one should we take a deep dive into first, fellas?
Go ahead, Rob. You got the floor.
No. Oh, you guys can go ahead. You guys can go ahead and take the floor on this. Hey, I'm too clear to pick a topic. Go ahead.
What the hell?
You're not gonna make me do it on the last day of Black History Month. Go ahead, bro.
Damn. I mean, let's start with the 50 T.I. thing, Vic. I've been entertained. This whole week has been entertaining.
Right. So I didn't have time to, again, forgive my heart, y'all. So I didn't have time to really put up some of the clips or whatever. But at the same time, I know musical copyrights, whatever, and I didn't have time to really put up a slide. But 50 Cent and T.I. have been going at it for a minute now. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's all because T.I. called out 50 for verses, you know what I'm saying, which idealistically I think would be a good verses. You know what I'm saying? Like, 50 is loved worldwide. T.I. is loved, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it would be a good verses. And so, with 50 being in typical 50 fashion, posted he posted the Crime Stoppers, I think, commercial with T.I. calling them the snitch and all this other stuff. So T.I. in true form, because he's in album mode, you know what I'm saying, responding with some diss tracks. But then after that, his son King, the light skin one, the one who's wild, he gets involved. Then 50 starts making fun of Tiny. Then Beyonce's mom gets involved. Then he put up something about her and then Solange. Then he put up something back about T.I.'s wife. So T.I. drops another diss track. Then the son is making references and talking about 50's deceased mom and grandmother and all this stuff and saying you said you want to talk about Diddy being domestic abuser, but you set your baby mama house on fire with kids in it and all this other stuff. Like your son hates you, man. Has it gone too far? Or is it all in entertainment? What are your guys' thoughts?
Depends on what side of the track you on. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure 50 thinks it went too far now.
You think he really cares? I'm starting to think he really don't have a heart.
No, I think he cares. You know what I'm saying? You can only play a facade for so long. Some things just hurt. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? The T.I.'s made a diss track talking to your damn mama. You know what I mean? Like, and really talk to you. So shout out to Monty, but yeah, like you can only put
real quick, two. I don't mean to interrupt you. Mm-hmm. Forget the troublemaker one, the messy one, the loudmouth one. Forget him. He's irrelevant. The one you don't want problems with is Damani. Damani, he that dude lyrically is a beast. You know what I'm saying? I like that dude's swag, his flow. That's the one right there. But we continue.
Absolutely, and yeah, I think his his diss track reminded me of Damani's track. Reminded me of Meet the Grams with Kendrick. Like that same sentiment. Like, bro, this is dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was you thinking when you wrote this? Like, you was in a very dark place. But I don't think it's too far, from the Harris family, because once you talk about my mom's, bro, or you attack my mom for no apparent reason, like, T.I. is who he is. You got issue with him. He a grown man. He can stand on that. But if you attack my mama because you got a problem with me, oh yeah, it's up. It's all the way up. All the way. There ain't no turning back. We gotta get some answers, you know what I mean, like today. So, I don't blame them. And of course T.I. defending his wife, which he's supposed to do. If it was just grown men back and forth without snitching allegations and beating women, whatever, that's two grown men. Y'all do what y'all do. When you start bringing people wives and moms and stuff into it unwarranted, and they ain't even said nothing. Like, yeah, you out of pocket, bro. And 50 Cent is a funny dude when it comes to this trollish. You know what I mean? As we just seen the commercial, you know that's cool. But certain lines, man, you ain't supposed to cross them, and you should know that as a 50-year-old man, you should know. You might start a wildfire with that one.
Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts, man, are in way left field, bro. I just don't think any of it. I don't think any of it's real. I think 50 and Ti, like, honestly, they're both amazing artists. Both very educated, very smart about their stuff, and I think right there, that's just a breadcrumb just to keep the media interested, keep it going, help each other out. I honestly don't believe it's real. I'm not buying it, dude. He's just I mean, I know Ti. For what I seen on Ti, he's real. He's real. Like he'll like what Quest said, you know, you gonna talk about something like that. Yeah, he'll get in your face. Like he's like, nah, man, forget the music. Like on some grown man stuff. Let's meet up, you know, stuff like that. And I just don't see it happening, man. I mean, 50 Cent got way too much going on. He a troll. I know he's numb to a lot of things.
Right.
He's very numb. He's built different.
That's how I was just getting ready to kind of go. You know what I'm saying? As a MC, a rapper, a hip-hop artist. And Quez, you know this because you used to be with me in some of these early ciphers. What I learned in my journey is that as a rapper, MC, as an MC, especially as a battle rapper, you have to really desensitize and numb yourself to a lot of stuff. And mentally, you have to start preparing that, hey, this person may say something about you. What are your triggers? Oh, your mom? Okay, you have to start, like, you know, numbing yourself about that. All right, well then, yeah, you talk about my mom, but let's talk about your mom. And then, and you got to learn how to push certain triggers and certain buttons to get underneath their skin in order to win the battle. Because how you win the battle is when you get somebody out of character. Like, prime example, when Jay-Z was going at Nas, you know what I'm saying, and he dropped Takeover, and then Nas came out in left field and dropped Ether. You know, Jay-Z got all in his feels, ran to the studio, dropped Super Ugly, you know, in an emotional state. And to me, that's what kind of took him out of the battle, you know what I'm saying, because he got real emotional behind it. But again, you have to really, really take yourself out of it. So for 50, you know what I'm saying, with him almost with being shot 9 times, and as you can see that he really gives no funks. I don't know if there's a sensitive bone in his body that's going to make him want to get out of pocket and out of character. I think for him, he's calculating. He's going to sit back. I'm taking L's, but then he's promoting too, because all publicity is good publicity. So the more people are talking about it, just like how we are on this show, he just dropped a promo, you know, advertising Power. Like, this might be the last one in the spinoffs. Or he got Fightland coming with Stars. Or he has a Broadway show going on with Taraji P. Henson and Cedric the Entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're talking about him, boom. T.I., you're talking about him. He just dropped the They Don't Know video or whatever it is. His album sales are skyrocketing for him. Streams are up. You know, because, again, this is the most that he's been relevant in a few years.
And he's done this before, Third. Like, you know, 50 Cent has a history of doing it. He's like, you know, they'd be like, oh, you dissed me. And he's like, nah, man, I'm throwing you a breadcrumb. I'm helping you out.
That part, too.
He's done that.
He does that.
Hey, see, we got to stop this, man. We have got to stop this. This is absurd. This is absurd.
Wait. Before you dive in, Dwayne says, Meth is right. What's up, Mr. Dwayne? Said, Meth is right. None of it's ever real. They do it for advancement.
Yeah, but we gotta stop this notion that this man is immune. He's too busy. He got a whole lot going. Don't nobody care, bro. You are a rapper. When somebody raps at you specifically, and you call yourself a rapper, and you don't say nothing, you lose. Period. There is no excuse for it. I don't want to hear why he's not doing it. He just rapped with that random white dude like 3 months ago that nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? You were just rapping with him that nobody cared about. If you had 16 for him, we need 16 for T.I. Period. Because you started it. You can't start this and then be like, oh, I'm too busy now. You know what I'm saying? I got a Broadway show that I'm producing. No, you started this, bro.
Why not?
We
Busta
gonna
Rhymes
need you
did
to
it.
come outside.
Busta Rhymes did it.
Like
he was
lost.
too busy for T.I. He was
no.
What do you mean?
We need you to come outside. You can't start a beef, and then when somebody take it to your playing field because you're a rapper, it's not like you was just like a movie producer and somebody made a diss track about you. Okay, yeah, we understand. You can't rap. We don't expect it's like somebody making a diss track about DJ Academics or something. We know he can't rap. We don't expect him to come out with a song. But 50, you killed Ja Rule's career rapping because you felt like it. Now you don't want to rap no more when somebody bullying you. That I'm not accepting it. And this man, his children, you know what I'm saying? They all shooting at you right now, and you too busy, but you keep putting up memes and Instagram posts. No, sir. Come outside. It's time to rap, 50. I don't care if it's not good. You need to rap.
You know what? Here's where I'm gonna play advocate real quick. I hear what Quez is saying because as a fan of 50 Cent, yes, I am a fan of 50. I heard someone was playing some of his earlier stuff. Your life was on the line, his mixtape stuff, like right after when he got capped, and then kind of like before, bro was like hungry. When he got capped, bro was hungry. He was out there spitting. And he was out there putting out mixtape worthy songs and material. Remember, he was writing hooks for everybody. I need that 50. I need starving 50, or I got a point to prove 50. I need that 50 to come back rapping. And I know right now he's a little complacent because he's good. Dude's making deals, got everything going on, but I miss the MC 50. I miss MC 50. And T.I. is MC. T.I. is still an MC. I just seen him last year. I'm gonna post up videos, man. Like he can still rock a crowd. You know what I mean? Like T.I.'s that dude. This would be a good versus. You know what I'm saying? Like I need 50 to come back outside with some bars.
Thank you.
Wait, man. Dwayne says Fifth got what he wanted. Quest the response. That's his currency, making the individual promote his name. But it's been helping out T.I. too. Literally, his streams have been up. He's advancing up the charts. But at the same time, that new song he dropped, it's hard. It's hard.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Like people out here talking about T.I. was doing this for clout or whatever. He dropped that song before he ever even got into it with 50. You know what I'm saying? For real. And it was up. Like that was that old school T.I. Like, you know what I mean? It's a certain class of people that was waiting to hear that. That even if it's just one last time, we was cool with that because he was on. I don't think he really needed this beef to get his album to sell. It's T.I. It's not like he just came some random dude out the woodworks and start rapping. We all know who T.I. is, and everybody was gonna be interested to hear what a new album from him was gonna sound like, especially Big Word T.I. You know what I'm saying? Like we need all that. Yeah, but they brought, you know what I'm saying, the king is back. T.I. out here, the T.I. that you know what I'm saying, killed Lil Flip. You know what I mean? That's the T.I. you just brought up. Oh yeah, my fault. Unalive, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? For the YouTube, don't strike us. You know what I mean? But yeah, 50, you got to come outside, bro. Because you already ran from Jim Jones now. And Fabulous, when Fabulous dropped some bars on you, you ain't rap. You was like, oh, I'm busy. It's almost the new year. Here we are. It's about to be March. You still ain't said nothing to him. You know what I mean? It seemed like his weakness is bars. He'll troll you until you start rapping. Then he start deleting posts and going about his business. Just saying.
I like this.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, bro. And
I don't think it's gonna happen either because he's scared
I'm
to
gonna be
rap.
honest with you. I don't think 50 killed Ja Rule's career either. I think Ja Rule did that to himself.
No,
you gotta understand. Let's go back. Let's hold on to him.
And unalive career.
Yeah. Okay. Unalive the career. Don't want to get striked, but just hear me out. Hear me out there. Like, you gotta understand. Ja Rule made a lot of bad investments, did a lot of shady stuff that ended his career. He was still, 50 Cent was New York's bad guy. Nobody liked 50. Fat Joe didn't like him. A lot of people did not like 50. They didn't give him no love from New York. He wasn't even on that track.
Jay-Z
Ja Rule was
did.
on.
No. Here, little backstory. Because I'm a fan of 50. So people didn't really care for him after How to Rob. Then then he gets cap, and then he comes back. But then he gets blackballed because he started going after Murder and Ja Rule and them. So then so essentially when he gets signed and get co-signed by Dr. Dre and Eminem, he drops Get Rich or Die Trying. By that time, the one thing I could say as far as Ja, I don't think lyrically he was really that dude. He's a good artist. He makes good music, good songs, but no one really ever considered him like, top 5 MC, like a top 5 artist. Yeah, he may have been that, but 50 studied him. 50 studied the 50 law or 48 laws of power, saying to a T. That's all. Everything that he's doing right now is strategy. So with that being said, Ja Rule kind of oversaturated himself with some of the songs that he was doing. We cry, I cry together. He started making those type of records, and they're only going to last for so long. What would I be without you? That
was hot.
But he did
Rule
that.
336 was hot. It was a hot album.
I didn't.
It was.
You can hate on it all you want. That was the #1 selling hip hop album.
I really didn't. Well, it probably was. Did I buy it? No.
It absolutely was.
Ja Rule was the first version of Drake. That's where they got the idea from.
That is very, very, very true.
Oh my gosh.
That's very true. That's very true. But Ja Rule had some songs though, man. Like I didn't really. The one that I bought was like Last Temptation, and that was just because he had Bobby Brown on that song, the Thug Lovin'. You know what I'm saying? Once I saw he brought back Bob, I'm like, oh man, he brought back Bob, man, but I always thought he would. Me personally, I didn't really care for him because I thought that he was trying to bite off of Tupac a little bit.
I thought Irv Gotti did good. If you're talking about the whole remaking the Pain track, that was really
Irv Gotti was just he was another Puffy as far as when it came to producing, but he tried to bite Pac, the tattoos on the crosses on the back, the bandanas, and it was a little corny for me.
Dwayne, yeah,
that right there. About Nas, Nas took him on the road when he healed up and was an original member of Bravehearts. I don't know if he was an original member of Bravehearts, but he did give him a good cosign. But then even Jay-Z, because after Jay-Z, he took that time. He's doing the same tricks he learned on earlier on because he dissed Jay-Z. At one point, I think at least I can go ahead. Nas and Jigga both for the crown, and then Jigga turned around and responded back, "I'm about $1. What the funk is 50 Cent?" Once he gave him that, people start, well, who's 50? Who's 50? And start giving them that notoriety, that buzz. So but to Rob's credit, yeah, when Ja brought out Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and all them, 50 look, oh, you guys were aligning with him. So he dissed all of them too. So yeah, but then during that time, you had G-Unit, he had Lloyd Banks with him, saying they was out there putting records, Young Buck, Game at one point before Game switched up. They was putting out records. Like what Quez was saying, they was out there rapping. Then all of a sudden he forgot about the rap once he started getting good. But Ja Rule kind of detrimented himself, with bad investments, bad alignments. It just he oversaturated the market with non-good music, my opinion.
He was just
it was Nas, Jungle, the Shaman 50. I looked that up, but I never heard that. And mind you, I got the early 50 Cent records. You know what I'm saying? Like the Guess Who's Back. I got a few of those mixtapes. I never heard of him being part of Bravehearts, but you know, 50 was in line with Jam Master Jay. I don't know so much about Nas. I never heard that, but he was signed to Columbia before he got dropped. And then Irv blackballed him. So it was a good story. And then on top of that, Eminem giving him a cosign, Dr. Dre, production. You got Dr. Dre production, Eminem. 50's album was hot. You know what I'm saying? So anything that 50 was putting out was hot. So he's putting out G Unit, Lloyd Banks, the G Unit album, Young Buck, Game. You know what I'm saying? The Game went good. I think Game's the only one who went multi-platinum from that group. So 50's a good mark.
On a single level, yeah.
Yeah,
but Lloyd, hey, you let me tell it. Lloyd Banks was probably the best rapper in the group.
You think?
I think so. I think it was between because him and Buck was like a close 1 and 2, but I think Lloyd Banks during that time frame was the better rapper out of the group, even better than 50.
Yeah, probably. It's subjective.
Now, Tony Yayo?
What? Hell no.
Nah. Yeah, while they were all beefing and hating on 50, 50 was making moves with vitamin water. That dude he's built different. He's built different. He's a smart guy, man.
Tony Yayo was the homie that was just always there. You know what I'm saying? And he would take some of the cases from people and allegedly. You know what I mean? And you throw him on a song so you can say, hey, he part of the group. So you keep him on payroll. That's what Tony Yayo was. He don't got no real skills. At all. No musical skill at all. I'm sorry. I don't know what Tony Yayo's purpose is besides being 50 Cent friend. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry, I got distracted. They just dropped the new trailer to Power, Raising Canaan. They just dropped it today. I'm trying to tell you, the Quest got upset and left, man. What? Trying to tell you, man.
I don't think
this dude's a marketing genius.
I'm telling you, he don't care.
He's a genius, man.
He don't care about that.
Wait. He said I didn't like Lloyd's voice. I couldn't listen too long. I've heard that too. But truthfully, before Game got into it, you know what I'm saying? I like Young Buck. Young Buck was dope. Like I got that Straight Outta Cashville and the Buck the World. Those were two great ones. And especially, when Buck did that solid for Dre and he forked up somebody at the Vibe Awards. Dre gave him some production. That Buck the World album with what's that dude? Polo the Don producing, Dr. Dre. He had production. That I thought Buck was dope until Game dropped his. I'm sorry. And then Game dropped his. The documentary was hard. So as far as like the best lyricists on the G Unit, that's hard.
Buck the World came out during the Doctor's Advocate, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think Young Buck had the push that he should have got. To be honest with you, but I wasn't a big fan of Young Buck either.
Yeah, Queen said she liked Young Buck too. Yep, I agree.
No, that's what I said. But out of the group, I think Lloyd Banks and Young Buck were like the two most talented. I just like bar for bar. I think
in game, Jayceon Taylor. Let's not forget Jayceon Taylor.
No, yeah, before the documentary. Yeah, but the documentary is a classic. Period.
Okay, so take out the documentary. You know, say before a game, best member in G Unit, and then we're gonna jump to the next topic. 50.
They both whack. They both whack. What are we talking about, man? They both suck. What are we talking about? Why?
Individual success, you got to go with Buck. You got to go with Buck.
Yeah, I like Buck, man.
Like pre-scandal Buck, before the crying, all that Buck. You know what I'm saying?
Rob, who you going with?
None.
Before we go,
you're not gonna give me two poo dishes and make me choose one. I'll choose none of them. They suck. That's my opinion.
You voted for the president. The same thing. Come on, man.
I didn't vote, and I did not vote for him. And plus, everybody knows I like me some Kamala, bro. So I'm good.
I'm just saying,
you
two crappy votes. You had to pick one.
Kamala wasn't crappy, sir.
It wasn't crappy. Look at it now, sir. Look
all
how
right,
we are now.
right. That's right. You ain't never lied. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna show some love. We'll be right back.
It's come to my attention that everyone's calling me a troll. Some said even the king of trolls. First of all, I'm flattered. But I'm done with all that. I would never do a deal with DoorDash and quite literally deliver beef when millions of people are watching. I mean, who would do something like that? I'm not delivering quality beef. It's more of an art than science. Don't want to be too obvious. It's all about timing. And I'm always on time. Oh, they sell Combs. What a coincidence. No matter what kind of beef you have going on this week, remember DoorDash delivers. And you know what goes great with beef? A bottle of this beautiful Branson cognac, aged 4 years or 50 months. Who's keeping count?
No, you ain't.
The Chosen Project is a visionary saga that blends African heritage, biblical allegory, and mythic fantasy into a story of exile, revelation, and destiny. Through Enoch's journey, the series explores the battle between seen and unseen forces, inviting readers into a spiritual odyssey both timeless and urgently modern. Available on Amazon.com and Kindle Unlimited. Check out The Chosen Project by A.J. Moore. Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee. Whiskey honoring Nathan, Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African-American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
All right, y'all, we are back. We're back. Shout out to everybody who's just tuning in. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, share, subscribe button. If you guys are on YouTube, if you guys are on Facebook, make sure you hit like, share. Engagement is key. So, don't be afraid to drop your thoughts, views, and opinions in those comments. We'll put them on the screen. We'll respond. If you want to come on as a guest, like I said, just make sure you hit that link and make sure you use, if you're using your phone, you should use your headphones, get Wi-Fi. No profanity, you know what I'm saying? Try to be selective of your words because we are monetized. Mother suckers. Haters.
Right.
But yeah. All right, y'all. So we're back. We got 2 more topics. You know what I'm saying? We got are men more serious when it comes to relationships? Shout out to Trina. She just dropped some in the comments on the picture. You know what I'm saying? And she brought up a valid point. You know what I'm saying? Or, we can get into what Dr. Umar likes to call pretendians. What are Black Americans really? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up in the air, fellas. What are we going to do?
Hey, quoting Dr. Umar is crazy work. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throw that out there. Yeah.
I know, man. Hey, real quick, PSA. Umar, get that school up and popping or refund the money back to the folks who did that. You're doing some of my folks out there dirty. Come on, man. Yeah. Let my people go, man. Let them dollars go. All right. Now we got that out the way. So what are we going to dive into?
I say we go with let's go with the Pretendians topic. That might run a little longer. Yeah, the clear guy said it. Let's go with that. I'm just getting a feeling that one is gonna take a little more time, man. So
wait, Queen had a sidebar and said my phone froze, but 50 Cent wasn't the best rapper in G Unit.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, he did. And then Dwayne says Umar is a con man. Yes, to some folks out there, and to the ones he did wrong, because he did some folks who I call family wrong. Yes, but do we bring up some valid points at times? He could be on to some things. Just like I don't always agree with him. There's some points he has. Just like I don't agree with Tariq, but there's some points he got. Saying Tariq got some points, Umar got some points. Do I subscribe to both of them? Not necessarily, but it's okay to agree. So, So with that being said, maybe we can one day get Umar on here to give some clarification. But,
Boy.
Okay. All right, so when we get into the Pretendians, what are we doing?
I'll make sure I'm sick that day. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't have time for that. But I mean, we can go with that or and what was the other one? Dr. Cheyenne.
Yeah, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Saying that she believes that men are more serious when it comes to relationship, and basically saying like why certain women are okay with being side chicks.
Hey, let's knock this Pretendian thing out. You got some clips ready for that?
I got some clips ready for it, man.
Yeah, let's go then. Let's get it. Let's hurry up.
All right, y'all. Here we are. We got Papa Doc. We got ready. So,
wow.
So basically, first off, hold on. Let me see. I'm messing with something real quick. I'm about to not necessarily move you guys, but about to make myself larger on here. It's Third Degree saying this. Some of you mother suckers out there are just flat out just delusional. Okay, because look, I get it. When there's smoke, there's fire. Cool. But some of you guys are taking little bits and pieces of history and diluting it with your bull crap to make your own. And it's just science and history just ain't adding up, okay? You know what I mean? So that's my PSA for you. Read a book, do your science, do your research. Stop just going out what people tell you, please, because you sound ignorant. All right.
You done?
Well, it's about racial identity. All
They're
right,
gonna like kill you in the comments.
They sure
they're gonna
are.
unalive you in the comments.
Hey man, I woke up this morning, and I really couldn't find. I was really looking hard and wide for it. I was really trying to look really hard for it. I couldn't find it.
You ain't find one, did you?
Huh?
I said you ain't find one, did you?
Not a one. I ain't not find not a funk to give.
I ain't found that either. I was looking with you. I was looking with you. I ain't seen nothing either. I know you didn't find that. I didn't.
That's why you my brother. All right, man. So real quick, before we get into it, and then shout out to Quez. You know what I'm saying? Because I love having these conversations with Quez. Shout out to Rob. But no, dude, seriously, you know what I mean? Because you actually do your research.
Hey man, time out. You can't quote Dr. Umar and then say shout out to Quez. Like we need.
No, I'm not saying you two are one and the same. I'm not saying you two are one and the same. I know you're with the Tariq Nasheed crowd. I know you're with the Tariq Nasheed tribe. I get it, but I'm saying no, man. But seriously, this is real talk. Because again, we can have these educated conversations, and it's like you're not coming with BS. You're coming with this. Okay, well, I've seen this. This could be true. This could be true. You actually come with real stuff, man. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I can respect, because it's like steel sharpening steel. And, some of these people, like talking to them, they're just flat out just stupid. You know what I mean? Not everybody, and not some of the ones who, who I've been seeing comment. But some people are just flat out just stupid because they take little bits and pieces and they regurgitate it like it's true. But you said this on this very show, and then what this young lady is about to kind of explain, it makes a lot of sense, and then we'll go into it a little bit further. So this is this clip right here.
Y'all want to know something that nobody's ready for in 2025 except for those who already seem to fucking know it? Black people are the aboriginals of every continent. Dark-skinned people are the aboriginals of every continent. Native Americans migrated over the ice bridge from Siberia, that would be Asia, and became what we now know as Native Americans. Yes, they lived off the land. Yes, they knew how to give back to it, so therefore they should be considered indigenous. But the people who were on that land before them and the ice bridge even formed were black people. Black people also built pyramids on every continent. That's why there are pyramids on every continent. The Buddha was a dark-skinned man. The Chinese, we have a lot of trouble denying that we come from melanin. We do. We've tried. We have not succeeded. The difference between us and every other group is that we can admit to the fact that we came from melanin. Why can't everybody else? It's not erasure to say that black people were the aboriginals of every country. We're not saying you didn't exist. We're saying you came after. What's so hard to understand? Just like me saying that Koreans came from China. It's not me saying that they don't have their own culture. That's how all of these Korean nationalists took it in my comments. Oh, you're saying we don't have our own culture or genetic identity? No, I'm saying that culture and genetic identity came from us. If you are not tapped in, and you don't talk to marginalized groups, and haven't spent any time with them, y'all gonna be offended by what I'm saying. Some of y'all only research your own identity, and that's it. And that's the only content you make besides your matcha. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. Black people were here first. And whoever that pisses off needs to leave my channel, needs to block me. All the above. Koreans, their genetics, their culture, came from the Chinese. From what is now known as China. And where did the Chinese come from? Black people.
She said that with a little aggression. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's true. I mean, so when we talked about this before, and this is what I was alluding to. So again, you know, for the ones who said, well, I have a cousin who said this. Well, we were here first, and we've been lied to, and this and that. We're reclassified. But I'm like, okay, you're still missing the point. There's some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that it does not apply to everybody. So again, just like we've already established, you know, it was essentially at one point a black planet. You know what I'm saying? There was black people, Africans literally everywhere because we populated. But again, just like what I posted up on my page earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been known that Europeans and Asians all have Neanderthal traces in them. Anybody who's outside, who was born outside of the continent of Africa, who are not essentially like 100% Africans as far as like when it comes to DNA, you're going to have Neanderthal on you. That's because they travel out. So that means like Europeans came afterwards. Asians came afterwards. So when they were migrating into the Americas, like Quez famously said, you had to be ignorant to think that there were no dark-skinned people that crossed over along with these people from Siberia all the way down to where you have Eskimos who are still, they don't like to be called that. I forget what they like to be called, so I apologize for being politically incorrect. But you have them who are technically natives, and they trickle down, and then they intermixed. So again, you're going to have some people who are dark, some people who look like the moderns. But again, the one thing that is key is that a lot of the Mexican American friends that I have who've taken ancestry tests, who come back native, they've all came back with traces of African in them. So I don't believe, in my personal opinion, that much of the slave trade affected Mexico to where it would really have everybody literally have an African in them. So there had to have been some black people here prior. My personal opinion, you know what I'm saying, whether they crossed over, you know, when they sailed over, or even there's rumors saying that at one point all the continents were connected together. So I don't know, but however they got here is how they got here. And then people start coming afterwards. But it's just not true for everybody. And just like I tried to explain to my cousin, look, you saying all this, we have a fourth cousin who is literally from West Africa. That is far from America. That means that we have African DNA buried literally in the ground in Africa to this day, or who are even walking around to this day. And I think people just need to know their history. But my thoughts.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Hold on. Sorry, children. I love that clip, but I also want people to recognize that it's okay, right? If you have information that doesn't tie you to Africa for over 400, 500 years, it's okay, right? If you feel like you're indigenous, that's cool too. There's only a couple tribes that are recognized, so that's a whole different argument to me, right? If you're not recognized legally on paper, you're having a whole different argument right now, which is, it's an argument to be had. Y'all can work that out separately. But I don't want people to feel like because you have African genetics and DNA that you have to basically become a generic African and tie your whole existence and being to Africa. And because the narrative has been, oh, you don't know where you come from, and that's why you're confused. And that's kind of disingenuous, right? Because if we're being completely honest, the individuals that call themselves Nigerians weren't Nigerians 400 years ago. The individuals who call themselves South Africans were not South Africans 400 years ago, right? So it's kind of disingenuous to tell someone that who can trace their countryhood further back than most of these other individuals can, right? Now you may have been in Africa, that's cool, but then you have to come to grips with you don't know where you come from because Nigeria wasn't existent 400 years ago. But 400 years ago, we can point to the fact that we were here in America. We were American 400 years ago. So that's a whole nother argument. I don't, the diaspora war that they keep calling it is irrelevant to me because at the end of the day, when you name something, you take ownership of it. And what I think Black America is doing right now is taking ownership of what they want to be called, right?
By creating false narratives?
It's not about, look, there's 43 million people, right? That's like me saying one random Nigerian person who called me an Akata speaks for all of Nigeria. There's always going to be people that disagree. We have Jesse Lee Peterson here in America. Do we agree with him? Absolutely not.
The Jello is jiggling, y'all. The Jello is jiggling, y'all. The Jello is jiggling, y'all.
I'm saying, like, if we be honest, I can't hold the whole lineage of people to the same conversation. We're always going to have different conversations. Like you said, people want to be Hebrew Israelites, people want to be Christian, people want to be Muslim, people want to be like, there's always going to be some form of separation. But when it comes down to the lineage, you know what I'm saying, documentation beat conversation every day of the week.
So what documentation are you talking about? And then Rob, I want to get into your thoughts as the, looking in, what are your thoughts? But what documents are you talking about?
If we're being honest, the blacks in America have the longest running documentation of any other people on this planet for right now. We were meticulously documented. Meticulously. Period. As far as a lineage of people and records. Black people have the most records going back 400 years.
400 years?
Best. I mean, if I'm just giving you a range, I'm not saying that's an exact number, but I'm just saying as far as documentation wise, you know what I'm saying? There's documents that can lead back further than most of these countries about who's who, period. Because there was no need to have this type of documentation anywhere else. So in Africa, you didn't have to have a registration or freedom papers. You didn't have to have
they had oral tradition. They had griots.
I agree. I agree.
So wait.
Oral is not documentation, though. So you trying to have
what documentation are you talking about per se? Because I've seen documentation where their so-called quote unquote Black Americans are not even listed, by name. They're by X's and O's, bro. You know what I'm saying? So even with that being said, I mean, you're lucky. And this is what I'm talking about. People got to really research their family history to actually know and see where it is. You got to literally, the only way you're really going to find your people is if you find you're literally the slave master who possibly may have owned you. But then even with that being said, if we're Native Americans, then again, that oral tradition, oral history, you know what I'm saying, or even some type of documentation is going to be passed down. Now, I remember like some people are saying like, yo, you got reclassified and boom, boom, boom. But again, like, so bits and pieces where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? And this is just fact. So what you've also said before was that Native Americans at one point, they owned slaves too. But then at the same time, there were Africans or there were blacks who actually integrated in with these tribes because they were seeking freedom, like a lot of them did in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? They were seeking freedom. And Mexicans, and there are Mexicans that took them in. But then also, too, there were some who interbred. So if we're talking about interbreeding, what I mean is essentially sex. You're having sexual relations and you're producing, children and all this other stuff. So then you also have people who are doing that as well. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, it's a lot of factors that tie into that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one sec. Dwayne says the documentation is from the 1860 census. 388,000 Africans were brought to North America in 1916. 2,100,000 were already here. It could be true. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not. It could be. But again, if you're talking about fourth cousins, I can literally show you. And so, and you brought up a valid point where you're talking about Nigeria, Cameroon, all these European border, colonized, countries and constraints. But we're talking about specific people. Like I can tell you right now that I found that I come from the Tikar people. Part of my people are the Ijwa people, and who are now in present day Nigeria, or who else? The Ashanti people in Ghana, which is present day Ghana. So again, yeah, they definitely were nomads and roamed around Africa with themselves. But if you can find your specific people, then that's one thing. But like I told you, I have fourth cousins. So my fourth cousins predate America. But again, we're talking about documentation too, Dwayne. 1860, Black people weren't necessarily listed in the 1860 census unless you were a freed man.
But they were counted.
Yeah, marks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they were counted. You know what I mean? They didn't have to be listed, but they had to be counted, right? That's the important fact. So we knew how many people were actually here that were already here when they did that census. This is gonna be a long conversation. But go ahead, Rob. Go ahead and get it.
No. I'm listening to you guys. No, you're good. You're good.
No, because I believe,
think the last,
just like the sister said in the video, if anybody traces their lineage back far enough, it's going to lead them to Africa. When you go to China, there's an indigenous Black tribe up there in the hills in China, right? Afros, Black, you know what I'm saying? Look like Jess, all that, right? All her cousins up there in the mountains in China, Cambodia, Australia, anywhere on this planet, even the UK in the Caucasus Mountains. If you look up Cheddar Man looks like a Black man with red hair. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Oldest fossil over there, right, was a Black man. So what she's saying is absolutely correct. My problem is that when it comes to America, all of a sudden everybody has to be African.
No, not everybody has to be African.
But I'm not saying you said that, but that's the conversation. It could be, like I said, no. When we go to Jamaica, right? Jamaica has the same length of lineage as Americans. Probably had more Africans that reached over there. When you talk about Brazil, Brazilians have the most. That's where most of the Africans that came from.
Here goes the DNA fact. Here goes the DNA fact of what I've seen. A lot of stuff that I've seen as far as when it comes to DNA, Jamaicans, Haitians, Panamanians, these folks in these countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
The folks in these countries, they have the strongest, closest percentage to Africa, period. You know what I'm saying? So, but then a lot of them do identify with Africa. You have some who don't. Like you like to say, the proximity to whiteness. There's some who don't. Then there's some who sit up there and they want to diss Black Americans as well. So,
but third, it's not even that they identify with Africa. If you ask a Jamaican where they're from, what are they going to tell you?
They're going to tell you Jamaican because because that's where they were born.
Yeah, they're going to say, I'm Jamaican.
But their lineage, but a lot of them know that their lineage predates Jamaica.
But listen, they're not going to say, I'm African Jamaican.
Correct.
They're not going to say, I'm African Haitian. They're just going to say, I'm Haitian, I'm Jamaican. Why is that acceptable, except for when you come to America? When the term African American didn't come out until 88. You weren't even born an African American, third.
That's a loaded question. But again, didn't Malcolm X, didn't Marcus Garvey start saying African American too? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So again, Negro, all the other stuff. Again, it becomes complex because we at one point did not know where we came from. So we're walking around. That's the whole point of why Malcolm X changed his name from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X, because it marks the unknown. You get what I'm saying?
You're conflating issues. So where did the Jamaicans come from?
Jamaicans essentially came from Africa.
But they don't know either, right?
Yeah, true.
Right. Nobody says that to them. That's my problem. Nobody tells Jamaicans you don't know where you come from.
So let me ask you, with everything that you know about America,
mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be this American. I'm American. Essentially, that's what you're saying, right? So have you felt have you felt like you and your people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So have you felt like you've been treated like an American in this here country?
Hey, you didn't have to treat me like an American. I owe a due diligence to my ancestors on this soil who bled and died and fought for me to be able to have the privilege to be called an American and have equal rights and status here. So yes, I'm going to call myself an American because too many people swung from trees in suits and were chased by dogs in woods and tracked down and branded and you know what I'm saying, assaulted and all these other things for me not to be an American.
Correct. But my point is, you just validated kind of or piggyback on what I was getting ready to say. Sorry, y'all. We have someone just getting into the party. But
it's a long trip from Asia. That's why. You know what I'm saying?
and she walked too. You know, she crossed that Bering Strait like her ancestors.
What's up, Jess?
I'm black. You see this shirt? I'm black.
So you just brought up a valid point, though. Going back to what we were saying, we got to jump into the next topic, though. Was that, essentially, you say we were. But, at the end of the day, no, we're still. They're still finding Black Americans hanging from trees. They're still finding Black Americans being denied voting rights. There's still Black people being denied certain access to certain rights, even when it comes to real estate, even when it comes to property, even when it comes to getting just do as in America, they're still, having to fight for that crap. So if we're quote unquote,
should we run to Africa third?
No, but that's not what I'm saying, though. We're talking about identity. You know what I'm saying? So identity. Why is it okay for an Italian American to say, well, I'm Italian American, or I'm German American, or I'm Mexican American, or Chinese American? They sit up there and they know where they come from, but we're just plain old American. When we don't even necessarily get the same rights or get the same likes in America.
You know why, third? Because there was no America before us, right? They had Roanoke. Yeah, you think the reason why they say 1619 so proudly is because that's when they finally got it together. And guess when they finally got it together? When the black folks helped them, because they tried before and they failed miserably. There's two prime examples of them turning to cannibalism and dying, or passing away over there on that East Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strong, documentation of that as well, right? They failed miserably when they tried to do it by themselves.
Oh, but it wasn't just the blacks that were either here or because some of them already came here pre-slavery. Even if you're talking about like the colonial 13 states or whatever, or back when this was England, you had black people that were already traveling over here. Period. So, I'm not just I know you know what I'm saying, but
okay, I'm about it.
So, but again, so when you start talking about like the quote unquote pilgrims and all this other stuff needing to survive, it wasn't just the Black Americans; it was the Native Americans that were here as well. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm talking about the quote unquote ones that they call Indians or whatever. What do you want to call them? I know it's politically correct to say that, the indigenous people. So they were here too. This is the whole reason why they have this whole thing about Thanksgiving and all this other stuff. So we definitely,
reading is fundamental. Though,
it's fundamental. So
if you go into the diaries of Columbus, you go into the diaries of Estevanico, they tell you they brought over black Moors with them to help translate. To be able to translate to some people in a land that you've never been to.
Brother, that's the thing, is that I have read, and reading is fundamental. And I've looked and found that there's really no substantial evidence to back that up. And I'm not saying that it's not true.
I got some books for you. Don't worry.
No, it's cool. Bring me the books. But again, when you go look and say, hey, is this real? Where can I find it? A lot of it is saying like, yo, this is speculation. This is this. There's no really documents or people are saying this. It's rumor and hearsay. So again, I'm not saying what you're reading is false, because me personally, like I said, I believe that there's some truth to it, because just like that lady was saying in the video, and like you said before, it's too coincidental that these statues got broad noses. Say there's too many Negroid features, whatever, for it not. How do you have the same type of pyramids in Egypt, but in the Americas? So again, I get what you're saying, but as far as like looking it up, there are certain things that they do definitely try to erase from the history. But again, we're talking about,
I want for the people, just for them to be able, if you look at Columbus' second diary, it's in there.
All right, I'm gonna look it up after this show.
I know.
Hold on one second.
I know you are. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna look it up. My mom's mom was from the Cato tribe, and their surname was Youngblood. My mom's dad, we haven't found his origins, but he was from a group of African Filipinos. My dad comes from the Ofo people, and that's dope. But that's what I'm talking about. Research, man. And Youngblood is a Native American name. You know what I'm saying? Real quick before we go, this is the clip that they put out, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I just thought it was fun. But again, it just shows the complexity of history.
Wow.
And I'm 3% Native American, so I got just a little Indian.
You got a little Indian in you. 0% Native American. And 0% Native American. There you go. And 0% who were Native American.
We're gonna have to tell the Choctaw Nation in Oklahoma now. I misrepresented myself. I'm not Choctaw at all,
And you'll see there's no figure for Native American because you ain't got no Native American.
Set the record straight.
Even Don Cheadle, your ancestors were enslaved by Native Americans. Here's your great-great-grandmother, Mary Kemp, her 11 children, including Bill Cheadle, your great-grandfather, William. And you can see William's father, Henderson, or Hance Cheadle. You are one of the few African Americans who was not enslaved by white people, but enslaved by Native Americans.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's
Previous video, I spoke about how Native Americans also enslaved black people. Their participation in this atrocity reportedly began in the late 1700s and intensified in the early 1800s. Members of the 5 so-called civilized tribes used enslaved black men and women as domestic and agricultural workers. For example, Chickasaw planters exported around 1,000 bales of cotton in 1830, which was picked by enslaved blacks. Many Native Americans saw slavery as a way to illustrate their societal sophistication in the eyes of European colonizers, who often referred to them as noble savages, courageous and fierce, while Africans were seen as little more than mindless beasts of burden. Historian Taya Miles once stated that enslaved black people became tokens of economic success. The more you owned, the more serious a business person you were considered, and the more serious a business person you were, the more appropriate you were to
again, like, it's complex. You know what I'm saying? There were some who enslaved. There were some who, like, even within the family allure, within mine, I'm on my Bell side. I had an ancestor literally run away from slavery, was a runaway, but integrated in with the Choctaw people in Alabama. They gave him land and everything. But by blood ties, there really was no native on that side. But then again, like you said, there were some that were already here. You know what I'm saying? So this, the fact that there were some who were here, it's so complex. But again, essentially, I say that all to say, like Quez was saying, do your research.
I don't want to talk no more because then we're going to keep talking. So let's move on to the next topic.
Shout out to my T-Car people. Shout out to the folks that I found. Yeah. Oh, I got my documentation, you mother sucker.
Yeah,
all right, y'all.
Foundational Black Americans out there who know where they come from as well. Appreciate y'all.
Shout out to my foundational apples too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was here before too. Yeah, they was being picked by George Washington from the tree and all that other stuff with the wood and everything. Y'all can kiss my foundationally, but no, much love to the FBAs because y'all keep the culture pushing. You guys do research.
Comments, man. I'm just saying, you better be careful.
I got some foundational balls too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, I really don't care, but I love y'all though. You know, I'm being serious when I say that because you guys do research. You keep the culture pushing. You know what I mean? That's just sincerity right there. I joke when I say my stuff, but again, I appreciate anybody who does research. You know what I mean? But I know where I come from. Can't nobody tell me ish. And that's why you should know where you come from.
Hey, but, where are your people located at again? What countries over there?
Oh, the colonial.
No, I'm being serious. I just want to know what country specifically.
Yeah, you know, you had to say some stupid. The
Cameroon, I'm not gonna say nothing. I want to know.
The T-Car, the Bamoon tribe, T-Car, the Ijwa, the Iwi, and the Ashanti. Those are the ones I found so far as the people, not tribes, because they don't like that. It's politically incorrect, but people. So those are the people that I found.
But I'm saying what countries? I didn't ask you.
Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, and then Gabon.
Okay.
And Guinea-Bissau. My maternal traces back to Guinea-Bissau.
Oh, okay. All the places the slave ports. But okay, let's go. Let's move on.
The Fulani people.
All the places where they got slave ports. But let's move on.
Yeah, so how am I foundational? But again, I know where I come from.
Told you.
My ancestry predates America, so.
All right.
All right, y'all. We shall return.
Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee. Whiskey honoring Nathan, Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African-American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With PlanNet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big. Show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below, or
you could just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
No, you ain't.
It's come to my attention that everyone's calling me a troll. Some said even king of trolls. First of all, I'm flattered. But I'm done with all that. I would never do a deal with DoorDash and quite literally deliver beef when millions of people are watching. I mean, who would do something like that? I'm not delivering quality beef. It's more of an art than science. Don't want to be too obvious. It's all about timing. And I'm always on time. Oh, they sell Combs. What a coincidence. No matter what kind of beef you have going on this week, remember DoorDash delivers. And you know what goes great with beef? A bottle of this beautiful Branson cognac, aged 4 years or 50 months. Who's keeping count?
All right, y'all, we're back. Real quick. Another service, Hey, you know what? I paid for the highest grade of my ancestry, you know what I'm saying? So I would like to dedicate or offer my services to people who are serious about tracing their roots, about looking up documents, finding certain things. Hey, I got access to records that are not only here in the US, but the UK, newspaper articles, and even military records. So if you want to use me, go ahead and hit me up. I help you out free of charge. You know what I'm saying? So we can find your records and we can see where it is that you came from.
This class right there, bro.
Offer my services. I pay for the monthly, you know what I mean? Because I research. So I'm down to help out. Let me be a part-time genealogist for you. All right, y'all. So Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, they don't want to dig. All right, y'all. So Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, it's causing a stir. Let's just go ahead and play the clip and jump right into it.
Who's more delusional right now, men or women?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Women, y'all know I stand on a mountaintop for you, especially black women. But I got to say this. I meet better men nowadays than I meet women.
Wow.
And that's just the truth. There are so many men nowadays who are ready to be married, who are ready to be family men, who are standing on principles, who are, really into and relational with the women that they're dating.
Right.
And I meet a lot of women who want to play the field, who want to be, more of we have womanizers, but we do have women who are manizers. And when you start to look at women who want a man to just perform, right, which goes into the same field as gold digging, that's a woman who is considered a manizer. And unfortunately, I meet a lot more, men who are like, Doc, I'm ready to get married, or, I'm ready for the next step, and women who either are not there yet, or they're saying they're there yet, but their behavior that they're exhibiting and their inability to be able to nest in a man and allow him to lead her is not allowing the relationship to really take the course that the man is trying to lead them to.
What do you think it is inside of women that allows them to be a side chick?
That's a self-love deficit, a self-worth deficit. That's a daddy issue, a parental issue. Some women have mommy issues. We don't talk about that enough.
Wow.
They are so resentful toward their mothers that any woman that they can tear down is a representation of them tearing down their mother that they've been mad at. And so if I could sleep with your man knowing that that's going to dismantle you, when I really want to be able to dismantle my mother, who either abandoned me, who wasn't there, who mistreated me, who abused me, or who I have this resentment toward, then guess what? Every woman from that point on is just going to get it. And it's unfortunate because we blame women's bad decision making, right? Or they're misbehaving on daddy issues. But we don't talk about how there's mommy issues that women have as well. We always put mommy issues on men. But when a woman has resentment towards her mother, because again, they felt like the mom didn't show up in a way that she should have, then that woman has it out for other women, and that's easier for her to get into positions of being second. Also, daddy issues, right? If she's never had a father dote on her, love on her, and choose her, that means that any choosing that she gets for her is what? Valid.
That was a cool breakdown. But shout out to someone who dropped a comment, you know what I mean? I won't put their name out there, but T, you know what I'm saying, dropped a comment on the picture that I posted on my page, but said if men took relationships more serious, there wouldn't be a need for side chicks.
Okay.
That's a great point.
Not really.
But go ahead. Do you guys agree or disagree? Don't all speak at once.
You talking about that comment or the actual video?
That part.
That comment. The comment was utter nonsense. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean there wouldn't be a like? Is there a side chick sign up list? And people are like supply and demand. Like, hey, we need more side chicks in San Diego. You know what I'm saying? We need more side chicks to move out here to Houston. Like, is that what's going on?
I think what she was trying to say is like if men take more relations more serious, there wouldn't be no side chicks. Like you'd be with your woman. You know what I'm saying? What's the whole use of who keeps putting the comments on the screen? There wouldn't be a need for what you call it for side chicks.
So where does the accountability of the side chicks come in? Because if women were standing on principle and morals, they wouldn't be side chicks to begin with. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, women, y'all got the treasure, right? Men are going to follow whatever women are dictating out in the field, no matter what y'all think. If you are out there, you know, being promiscuous and it's okay, then men are going to, you know, play that game. But if women were standing on principle and say, hey, look, ain't nobody getting no coochie until you do right. What are men going to do? We're going to do right to get the coochie. But if all it takes is a couple inboxes and some Roof Chris and rats, then, I mean, shit. That's what they're going to do.
There's some men who do right until they get the coochie.
There's a lot of men that do right.
And then they're gone.
I'm saying. I was speaking on that comment because it takes the accountability away from the women. Like that's my problem with that statement is like it always comes down to men ain't shit, but women keep signing up when women really have the power. Because what do men want? We don't want a whole lot of things in life. We want a nice car that probably go fast. We want some peace and quiet, and we want some coochie. So if it takes for us to get the coochie, for us to do right by you, then most men will do right by you. But as long as there's coochie out there that's willing to just take whatever we giving out, then hey, the path of least resistance, flow like water. Just saying, that's what most men are gonna do.
What are your thoughts, Rob and Jess?
I'm not gonna say anything on the comment because usually
you don't have to say anything on the comment.
But I'm a little taken back by that. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, she has some valid points. I just think it goes a little bit both ways. I think there's a fair share of both. You know, I wouldn't really say it's mostly women that don't want to commit, or you know, men are most likely to commit, you know, in the relationships, and women are okay with being side pieces. Because I know a lot of hoe ass dudes that want to be side pieces. So I think it goes both ways. I I think that's just a matter of opinion. I don't think it's really accurate at all. That's just my opinion on that without going too much detail and saying who's doing what or this is why.
No,
I just still say it's not accurate.
Dwayne says, like I said in your Facebook post, she's all about she's all about herself. All these so-called experts are people that are supposed to know relationships. All they do is talk about themselves. I also think this woman is older than she says.
What?
Wait, what?
He said, like I said on your Facebook.
We can talk about the last part.
So-called experts. Who keeps? All these so-called experts are people that are supposed to know relationships. All they do.
That's my screen. My fault. Now that I told you,
all they do.
My screen.
All they do is talk about themselves. Also, I think this woman is older than she thinks than she says. Talking about Sam Bryant saying that she's older than what she says she is. But Jess, what are your thoughts?
As far as what she said, I think I need to know what age she was talking to. I need more details because I met a lot of men, young and old, who were not ready for relationships, serious ones. They want situationships, but not serious relationships. Yes, there are men out there that really want real relationships, but I did run into a lot. And there are also a lot of women who want situationships. Why? I don't know. You know what I mean? It could be their upbringing. It could be when they seen what their mama did. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I feel like now it's fair on both sides, not one more than the other. And then
that's fair.
As far as that comment or that post or whatever on his page, that's also both ways. You know what I mean? I think both need to take accountability.
Absolutely.
Is it bad for a lady to want a situationship instead of a relationship?
It just shows her mindset.
I mean, yeah, but you got to be real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? That, like Jess was saying, it depends on your age or what it is that you're seeking in life. You got to be real. You got to be real with yourself first before you be real with somebody else. If you're looking for love, then you're going to be looking for love. If you're just looking for booty or, some action, then you're looking for booty action. But say that and be real with yourself. Don't mislead. Don't sit up here and lie. Don't lead on people. You know what I'm saying? On both ends. Say what it is. You know what I'm saying? For men, there's going to be some women who are with that. They're probably just looking for a situationship too. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa from women. Don't go in here, I just want a good Christian man. Really, all you want is just some money and some good dude. You want some meat.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was like, I used to think this one chick was perfect till I smashed, and I was like, nah, I gotta find something else. I left on that point. So,
your stories, man. Like,
I'm telling you,
we're gonna have
that area could kill a relationship, bro.
We're gonna have a spinoff called Rob's Freaky Tales, or because some of these stories, boy, you done left the chick at the IHOP or the whatever it was, the Sizzler. You know what I'm saying? All she wanted was a salad bar with her steak. Oh, it was a movie
theater, bro.
Oh, I thought it was a Sizzler. All she wanted was just some salad bar with her steak. You know what I mean? Like, she got the cheese toast. You just left.
I know I'm not the only one. I can't be the only guy or there's ladies out there that probably was cool in the relationship, and when it came to the booty part, it was like, okay, this is not gonna work. I can't be the only one that was like that, dude. So
plenty of times.
Yeah, I've had that happen too. You know what I'm saying? Where
you know what I'm saying? Women think it don't matter, but it matters.
It matters. On both sides, it matters.
Yeah, if that box ain't right, you're never gonna find a husband. I promise you.
If the vibe isn't there, bro,
and the more you use it, the less valuable it becomes. I'm just being honest, like for real.
True. I mean, you just put it so eloquently.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a double standard, but it's because you know what I mean. Like, you're a woman, men have to enter you. That's the more men that enter you, the less valuable that cavity becomes. You know what I'm saying? Just
You sound like Cam Newton right now.
Oh no,
I'm trying to be real with the women. You know what I'm saying? I'm married, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I found the one that fits for me.
Playing
You know what I mean?
advocate, but what happens when you use your wang wang? You putting your wang wang in different women, and then what does it create less value with your wang wang?
It's different with women. I heard
it's way different. It's way different.
So you mean it starts to become like this?
It starts.
Yeah.
So you just like walk in there like start throwing the party up in there. Come on, Jess. You know what I'm saying? We just
Do your
you know what I'm saying? Like,
not to
you know
mention,
all up in there.
you know, depending on how you doing that, men entering there and leaving their essence, should I say? That becomes a part of that becomes a part of a woman's DNA. Like, yeah, some of y'all will run around wonder why y'all so angry all the time because you got angry semen trapped inside you.
Got demon sperm. It's demon sperm. It's on demon sperm.
I call it on the job experience. You know, it's like a resume.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it here. You know, Rob Freaky Tales coming soon, 2026. You know,
I mean, I like a lady with a good resume. I don't want to teach them stuff. Like, I ain't trying to train. I'm trying to like, you know.
But it also depends on the age bracket. Like at our big grown age, you know what I'm saying? If a woman is still out here looking for situationships, you should probably get away from her.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? Especially if they have children already, or you know what I'm saying? It's certain things that
playing advocate, and people got needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's not a situationship. Like, you can go to the bar, and that's what I'm saying. Women hold all the power. A woman can go to the bar right now, and somebody gonna choose up. If she wanted some peen, a woman is not gonna have a problem finding some peen. Yeah. Let's just be truthful. There's a plethora, and look, they ain't gotta like no pictures. They ain't gotta do none of that. All they gotta do is be there. See,
you just gotta sit there. For real. I'm serious.
That's all they gotta do, and make a decision. Hey, yeah, you look nice. Hey, let's go. I need some peen. Let's go.
I see it all the time during tax season too, bro. It's crazy.
Men gotta do work.
It's crazy.
Men gotta do for a long time. We gotta take those 17 dates.
Yeah.
We gotta like your kids.
With the kids.
Take them
You
to
know,
Chuck
you
E.
gotta play with the kids.
Yeah, you gotta do a whole lot.
Hey, you gotta do magic tricks. Hey, yeah, I feel you on that one. That's real.
Men, tell the truth. If you was to walk somewhere as a single man and you see a beautiful woman, she be like, "Hey, I need some peen right now. Can you help?" How many of y'all saying no?
That's why there's such shit.
Not me.
All right, so stupid. Why we keep bringing this comment? All right, y'all. We gotta get you fixed, Quiz. All right, man. This has been real. Thank you for the Facebook people, the YouTubers. Like, share, subscribe. Happy Black History. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We doing all that. We will big. We're gonna see you next month of March. R.I.P. to my auntie. I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's for you.
Hey.
We will see you next time, y'all. Much love. Stay safe. Peace.